From birth, there are souls marked with a resonance that echoes beyond the veil of the ordinary. They move through life like a secret whispered by the universe. Their steps stir something ancient in others, something unspoken and unnerving. If you've felt eyes linger, not in judgment, but in bewilderment, it's because your energy speaks before you do. Chosen ones are not louder, they are deeper, carved by a silent fire set to awaken what sleeps in the world. And while not all will understand, many will feel it, even if they cannot name it. Your energy is a mirror, reflecting truth in a world that often hides from it. Some are drawn to you like moths, to flame, sensing in you a rare calm or clarity they cannot find elsewhere. They come not just for comfort, but for alignment, unknowingly seeking the part of themselves you awaken. Yet others recoil, not because of who you are, but because of what you stir within them. Your presence disrupts illusions, it calls out shadows, and that can feel threatening to those still hiding behind masks. You do not need to dim your light to be accepted. It was never meant to blend in, it was meant to illuminate. Those marked by purpose often move in silence, yet their very being echoes louder than words. Their aura enters rooms before they do, commanding attention without demand, drawing some closer out of wonder and others retreating in discomfort. Not because you intend to challenge them, but because your existence reminds them of their own unrealized potential. You don't have to prove your worth. Your frequency already speaks volumes, and those meant to walk beside you will recognize it, not with their eyes but with something deeper, an ancient knowing that needs no explanation. In this message, I'm going to reveal 7 signs that prove others can sense your calling, clear evidence that your path isn't just unique, it's divinely marked. These moments may have passed you by as coincidences or misunderstandings, but after this, everything will click. Your journey will start to make sense in a way it never has before. But before we dive in, know this: what you're about to hear isn't for everyone. This is sacred space meant for those who feel the pull of something greater. If you've always sensed you were different, if the world has felt both too loud and too hollow, then you're in the right place. Subscribe, stay close, because what we share here speaks to the soul. And if you're ready, let's begin the unveiling. The truth is, your very essence disrupts the illusion others have built around themselves. You don't have to say a word. Your presence alone carries a frequency that shakes what is false and stirs what has been buried. People can sense when someone walks in alignment with something higher, and not everyone is ready to face that reflection, so they project discomfort as criticism or distance as indifference. But it's not you they're rejecting. It's the echo of their own unlived truth. You were never meant to shrink to fit into spaces that cannot hold you. The rejection you feel is not a sign to change who you are, but a confirmation to become even more of it. There is a silent power in you that speaks louder than words. It is not arrogance nor pride, but a raw, undeniable authenticity that unsettles illusions. Your light doesn't ask for attention, it simply exists, and in doing so, it reveals what is real and what is not. Those who are disconnected from themselves may feel exposed in your presence, not because you judge them, but because your energy reminds them of what they've abandoned within themselves. You are not responsible for their discomfort. Your only task is to keep walking in truth, knowing that your very being is a lighthouse. And lighthouses were never meant to dim for ships that fear the shore. When you no longer seek permission to be who you are, you become a mirror too clear for some to face. Those who rely on masks will often retreat from what is real. Not because you've wronged them, but because your self-assurance exposes their uncertainty. They may label you as cold, intimidating, or self-centered. But these are only stories crafted to protect their pride. It's easier to paint you as the problem than to question why your confidence unsettles them. Your presence demands truth, and not everyone is ready to meet themselves in that reflection. Keep standing tall, not out of defiance, but because your groundedness is a quiet revolution in a world still searching for identity. Release the need to be understood by everyone. Your path was never meant to be crowded. Those who walk with depth will always move through seasons of solitude and separation, not as punishment, but as refinement. The ones who leave, who pull away or recoil, are simply not aligned with the frequency you now carry, and that's not a loss. It's divine alignment. Your light isn't meant to be dimmed to comfort others. It's meant to guide, to ignite, to awaken those ready to rise with you. Trust that those who are meant to walk beside you will not only stay, they will see you, feel you, and honor you without needing explanation. There is an unseen current that moves with you, a magnetic pull that draws eyes without effort. It isn't about beauty or status, it's the undeniable weight of presence your energy speaks before your body does. And people, even without knowing why, feel it. They pause, they glance, they stare, because something within them recognizes something within you. It's ancient, beyond logic, beyond explanation. And though it may feel intrusive at times, this silent attention is not judgment. It's resonance. Your soul is remembered, even by those who've forgotten their own, and that remembrance stirs something they can't quite name, but cannot ignore. Your energy is a force that ripples through the air, felt long after you've left the room. Some are captivated by it, drawn to the clarity and rawness that you carry. They can sense your authenticity without needing to understand it. Others, intrigued, try to unravel the mystery of your being, searching for a key that will unlock what makes you so different. But there are those whose discomfort rises like a shadow in your presence. They are unnerved because your light doesn't just illuminate. It reveals the hidden cracks within themselves. It's a power you can't diminish or control because it's not just energy, it's your truth, and truth cannot be quieted. They carry an energy that cannot be faked, a quiet intensity that disrupts the ordinary. Even in silence, their presence speaks volumes, stirring something unspoken in those around them. It's not about fashion, charm, or status. It's the raw truth vibrating beneath the surface of their being. People stare, linger, and observe, not because they understand, but because they feel. There is a mystery in their walk, a sacred defiance in their stillness, a gravity that draws attention without asking for it. They do not bend to blend in, and that is precisely what makes them unforgettable. The chosen one does not shrink to fit the expectations of others. They expand, unapologetically. Their authenticity is a beacon, disrupting illusions and stirring both admiration and discomfort. Being watched is not a curse, it is confirmation. It means your light is felt, even by those who cannot name it. So stand tall in your truth. Let them look. Let them wonder. You were not made to blend into the background, but to awaken something dormant in the hearts of those who cross your path. Do not dim your fire to ease the eyes of those still afraid of the flame. There is something undeniably magnetic about you, an essence that cannot be duplicated, only echoed. Without effort, you become the blueprint, the silent muse others subconsciously follow. Your thoughts carry vision, your words spark reflection, your energy shifts rooms. While others may attempt to mimic your style, your voice, your path, they cannot recreate the source. It lives within you, forged by purpose, pain, and divine design. You were never meant to conform, you were meant to inspire. And even when imitation surrounds you, know this: the original is always felt more deeply than the copy. At first it feels harmless, a shared phrase here, a sudden interest there. You brush it off as coincidence, but soon the pattern becomes undeniable. They start to mirror your movements, your words, your essence. What was once subtle turns into a reflection that isn't theirs to carry. It's not flattery, it's a silent recognition of something they lack, but desperately want to grasp. Your authenticity stirs something deep within others, something they don't fully understand, but are drawn to emulate. It is not arrogance to notice this, it is awareness. The rare always echoes loudest in a world built on replicas. While the world rushes to conform, clinging to trends and approval, they move differently, unbothered, unfiltered, free. This unshakable authenticity disrupts the norm. It stirs something in those still searching for themselves. Some are drawn to them like moths to flame, not out of envy, but out of yearning to remember who they are beneath the masks. Being near the Chosen One awakens something dormant. It shifts perspectives, softens fears, and quietly challenges others to evolve. Without preaching, without forcing, they lead simply by being. And in their presence, transformation begins, not loud, but deep, subtle, and real. Yet, not all who imitate do so from admiration. Some attempt to wear your essence like a costume, hoping to gain what they have not earned. They mimic your confidence, your words, your rhythm, without grasping the sacred fire that forged it all. They see the fruit, but not the roots, the pain, the process, the private battles that shaped your strength. True power cannot be copied, it is lived. And when imitation lacks understanding, it becomes a hollow echo, a performance without soul. This can leave you feeling exposed, even violated, as if sacred parts of you are being paraded without permission. But remember, no one can steal what is divinely woven into your being. Your truth, your essence, remains untouched, because it was never about the surface. It was always about the light that rises from within. There may be moments when the Chosen One feels the weight of doubt, wondering if they're valued for their soul or simply for the energy others wish to siphon. But know this, your essence is not a performance. It is a frequency forged through trials, awakenings, and sacred inner work. It cannot be duplicated because it is alive within you, pulsing with the truth of your becoming. Imitators may wear the costume, speak the language, mimic the glow, but they cannot embody what they have not endured. Your light is encoded with lessons, pain, growth, and divine purpose. No shortcut can replicate that. Even if they mirror your outer form, they will never carry the fire in your spirit. And that fire? It is your seal, unmistakable, unstealable, eternal. The truth within you is ancient. It did not arrive overnight, but was carved through storms, silence, and sacred revelations. Authenticity cannot be borrowed, for it is the voice of the soul speaking through the wounds it has healed. When others mimic your essence, it's not a threat, it's a sign. A sign that your light is penetrating the unseen, awakening those still asleep to their own power. Let their imitation be confirmation, not confusion. You were not made to shrink in response to echoes. You were born to roar with the fullness of your truth. Do not dilute your essence to become less imitable. Instead, rise higher, speak clearer, burn brighter. For no replica can outshine the original frequency of a soul aligned with its divine purpose. The true Chosen One walks with an inner compass that cannot be borrowed or bought. It was earned through solitude, fire, and sacred remembrance. They do not look outward to define themselves because their soul whispers louder than the noise of the world. While others bend and shift to be liked or understood, the Chosen One remains rooted in their essence, unshaken by trends, untouched by the need to conform. And because they are whole within, they become a mirror for the fragmented, those who see in them what they have yet to find in themselves. Let them watch, let them mimic, let them wonder. But never let the echo of others distract you from the sound of your own soul. Keep walking in your truth. It is your authenticity that lights the way for those still searching for their own. The true Chosen One moves through the world like a quiet mystery, unspoken yet undeniable. Their presence carries a vibration that cannot be seen with the eyes, only felt deep within the soul. It stirs something ancient in others, a forgotten knowing, a silent invitation to remember who they truly are. People may stare, follow, question, or obsess, unable to pinpoint what draws them in, but their spirit recognizes the frequency of someone who walks with divine alignment. The Chosen One doesn't need to explain or prove, they simply are, and that is enough to shift atmospheres and awaken dormant truths in those who cross their path. They watch you with unspoken curiosity, dissecting every movement, every glance, attempting to decode your essence. Some will approach with questions, eager for answers. Others will quietly mimic, hoping to unlock the enigma they see in you. But the truth they seek is not hidden in rituals or answers. It is in the way you exist, unburdened by their expectations. You do not conform to their formulas, and therein lies the mystery. The truth they fail to grasp is that there is no secret, no key to unlock. You are simply an embodiment of something far beyond their comprehension, an unshakable authenticity that stands untouched by the illusions they cling to. From the moment they step into the world, the masses are conditioned to fit into a mold, taught the rules, the expectations, the paths they must follow. But the chosen one is different. They do not accept the world's prescribed answers. They seek the deeper truth beneath the surface. They question everything, not out of doubt, but out of a thirst for understanding, for something that transcends the ordinary. This unrelenting pursuit of meaning disturbs those who are content to walk in the shadows of conformity. The questions they ask are not born of confusion, but of clarity. They challenge the limits of thought and existence, asking, "Why must it be this way? How can you settle for less than truth?" The certainty of the chosen one is unsettling to those who are lost in the autopilot of life, for it reveals the possibility of a life far beyond the ordinary. The chosen one stands as a quiet force, unwavering in their beliefs, untethered by the need for external validation. This self-assurance, this purity of purpose, confuses those who live for approval and external opinions. Some watch in awe, drawn to the clarity of your vision, inspired by the way you walk through life with unapologetic authenticity. They seek to learn, to understand how you can be so free, so grounded in your own truth. Yet for others, your presence is unsettling. The ease with which you stand independent of the world's judgments rattles them, revealing their own insecurities. They are not ready to face someone who lives outside the confines of societal expectations, someone whose strength lies not in the approval of others, but in the courage to simply be. Your unwavering clarity shines as a mirror to those who remain mired in uncertainty. For those still caught in the fog of self-doubt, your confidence becomes a challenge they feel compelled to confront. They may test your convictions, spar with you in debates, or provoke you with questions, yet their motives are not rooted in curiosity, but in a desperate need to justify their own lack of direction. Your certainty reflects their insecurities, revealing the gaps in their own understanding and purpose. They may try to discredit your path, but deep down, they are simply grappling with the realization that your clarity exposes the shadows within their own lives. When your confidence radiates like a steady flame, it can ignite discomfort in those who still wander in the shadows of self-doubt. It is easier for them to cast shadows upon your light, to attempt to diminish your strength, than to turn inward and confront the turbulence within themselves. Rather than questioning the source of their own insecurities, they prefer to challenge the truth you embody because it forces them to reckon with the parts of themselves they refuse to face. Your peace, your security, becomes a mirror to their unrest, and instead of seeking the source of their own discontent, they choose to deflect and diminish what they do not yet understand. The intrigue that others feel toward you is not just expressed in their words. It lingers in their actions, in the subtle moments when their gaze lingers a bit too long or their questions circle back again and again. It's as if they sense something within you that they cannot name, something that stirs their curiosity and restlessness. Though they may not understand why, they are drawn to uncover the essence of your difference, trying to crack open the mystery of your being. Yet the chosen one remains unmoved by these probing attempts, knowing that others' doubts are not for them to solve. They understand that each person must embark on their own path to discovery, and what others seek from them is but a reflection of the inner journey they themselves must take. The chosen one does not seek validation, nor feel the need to explain their existence. Their presence alone speaks volumes, and those who are meant to understand will do so with ease, drawn in by the depth of their essence. Those who are not yet ready will remain distant, questioning, uncomfortable, and unable to grasp the fullness of what they see. But none of this matters. The chosen one moves forward, unwavering in their truth, knowing that their path is not for everyone to comprehend. Some souls are born to perceive the unseen, to embrace the unknown, and the chosen one is destined to walk that sacred journey. Their essence is their guide, and nothing can sway them from the mission they are called to fulfill. The chosen one exudes an energy so potent that it reverberates beyond the physical realm, stirring the very air around them. Those who are near may experience an unsettling sense of being seen, as if the chosen one's presence reveals parts of them that are usually hidden. This energy can create an invisible tension, making others uneasy or self-conscious. They may fidget, look away, or hesitate in conversation, not because of anything the chosen one has done, but because their essence has the power to reflect the inner truths of those nearby. The chosen one doesn't have to speak or act to stir the atmosphere. Their mere existence commands attention, leaving others to grapple with the intensity of their own unspoken emotions. The chosen one's presence often brings an unspoken shift in the energy of a room. When they speak, it's not just words that are exchanged, but an invisible current of power that reaches deep into others. Those around them may feel a subtle unease, as if their own insecurities are being brought to the surface. The chosen one carries an aura of self-assuredness that doesn't need validation, and for some, this radiance can feel overwhelming. They may find themselves avoiding direct contact, shifting their gaze, or even withdrawing from conversation, not because of anything the chosen one did, but because their very essence highlights what others are trying to suppress: unspoken fears, unacknowledged desires, and the discomfort of being seen for who they truly are. This is the energy of truth, a reflection that some are not ready to face. The chosen one's authenticity is like a mirror that forces others to confront the aspects of themselves they'd rather avoid. When they enter a space, the very air shifts, and those who are accustomed to hiding behind facades begin to feel exposed. The quiet power of being true to oneself unsettles the illusions others cling to. No words are necessary. It's the unspoken confidence that radiates outward, making others question the masks they wear. Some may try to overcompensate, pretending to be unbothered or attempting to challenge your truth, but their attempts only reveal their own inner turmoil. They struggle to remain comfortable in the presence of someone who is not trying to fit in, not seeking approval, and whose energy demands that they see themselves for who they truly are. For some, this encounter is a challenge they aren't ready to face, and so they either retreat or lash out in defense, afraid of the uncomfortable truth your presence brings. The chosen one does not seek to smooth the edges of the world for others, for their path is not to conform, but to transform. Those who react with discomfort or unease are simply reflecting the power of your presence. Your energy is a mirror to their own unresolved fears and insecurities. Remember, you are not here to cater to their need for comfort, but to ignite the fire of self-awareness within them. Not everyone can withstand the intensity of your light, and that is not your concern. You are meant to shine, to stir souls, and awaken dormant potential, even if that means causing a temporary shake in the comfort zones of those around you. Your purpose is to be a beacon, not to be diminished by the shadows that rise in response. If they seek your validation, it is only because they sense your clarity, your unwavering truth, and their own need to reclaim their authentic power. Stay true to your path, for the world needs the ones who stir the souls of others, even if they do not understand it at first. The chosen one doesn't have to force their voice to be heard. Their very being commands respect and trust. It's in the stillness of their presence, in the quiet confidence they exude, that others find clarity. People gravitate toward them, drawn to the wisdom that emanates effortlessly. In times of uncertainty, others seek their guidance, hoping to find reassurance in the calm certainty the chosen one embodies. It's not about loud declarations or convincing words, but about the unwavering conviction they carry within. This natural magnetism arises from their ability to see beyond the surface, to perceive what others miss, and to trust in their inner knowing without hesitation. The Chosen One is not just a guide, they are a beacon, offering light to those who wander in the darkness of self-doubt. While others remain entangled in uncertainty and fear, you walk with an innate clarity that shines through even in the most chaotic moments. Your perspective, shaped by experience and inner wisdom, provides a sense of calm to those around you, even when you don't have all the answers. Without even trying, you become a quiet anchor, a source of stability. People unknowingly turn to you for guidance, sharing their struggles and confessions, hoping that somehow, in your presence, they'll find the answers they seek. Your ability to see beyond the surface, to grasp the bigger picture, draws others to you, silently inviting them to trust in your insight. It's not about giving solutions, it's about creating an environment where clarity can emerge on its own. Your words hold weight, not because you seek to influence, but because they resonate with an authenticity that others can't ignore. People come to you with questions, not just for answers, but for a perspective they can't find elsewhere. They ask for advice, not simply to follow your suggestions, but because your insight penetrates deeper than surface-level solutions. Your ability to perceive what lies beneath the obvious, to understand the unseen forces shaping decisions and actions, makes others reevaluate their own beliefs. They find in you a mirror reflecting truths they hadn't yet seen in themselves. This rare clarity is what draws them in, seeking guidance from someone who sees the world not just as it is, but as it could be. The Chosen One walks with unwavering focus, immune to the distractions and illusions that captivate the masses. Their clarity is not just a gift, it is a beacon, illuminating the paths of those who wander in confusion. While others chase fleeting comforts and hollow reassurances, the Chosen One sees through the noise and connects with the deeper truths of existence. This awareness becomes both a light and a weight. It brings people seeking answers, searching for the wisdom they cannot find within themselves. Though it is fulfilling to be a source of guidance, it also requires great strength, as the Chosen One must remain steadfast, knowing that their presence carries the power to shape lives. With each soul that looks to them for direction, the Chosen One feels the gravity of their purpose, aware that their path is not just for their own evolution, but for the collective awakening. The Chosen One is not a perpetual well of answers. They too have moments of solitude, introspection, and rest. There are times when the weight of the world's questions becomes too much, and they must step back to recharge, realign, and listen to their own soul's guidance. However, those around them may struggle to understand this need for space, often expecting constant insight and direction. Some may become so reliant on their wisdom that they forget to cultivate their own discernment. In these moments, the Chosen One must remember that setting boundaries is not an act of selfishness, but a necessary practice for preserving their own energy and growth. It is essential to honor their own journey, even if it means stepping back, and to teach others that their path, too, must be walked with their own conviction. The Chosen One understands that their wisdom is powerful, yet they are not meant to bear the burden of others' choices. They inspire, they illuminate, but they do not carry the load. When others turn to them for guidance, it is a reflection of the trust and respect they command. But it is important to remember that each person must find their own path. The Chosen One's role is not to be a perpetual crutch, but to awaken the inner strength in others, to remind them that their answers lie within. It is not a sign of failure to step back. Rather, it is a call for others to rise and trust in their own ability to navigate the challenges of life. Empowerment comes not from constant reassurance, but from the courage to stand alone when needed and move forward with unwavering confidence. The Chosen One understands that their journey is not only met with admiration, but also with scrutiny. While many are inspired by the light you shine, there are always those who seek to find cracks in your armor. They wait for your downfall, hoping for a glimpse of imperfection to validate their own insecurities. These individuals are not truly invested in your growth, but rather in your vulnerabilities. They magnify your missteps, twisting them into narratives of failure, all the while ignoring the greater story of resilience and strength you embody. The chosen one recognizes this, yet does not let it dim their light. Instead, they remain focused on their purpose, understanding that the criticism of others is a reflection of their own unresolved shadows. The path is not easy, and the weight of judgment may sometimes feel heavy, but the chosen one stands firm, knowing that their journey is not defined by others' expectations, but by their unwavering commitment to the truth within themselves. The chosen one's presence creates ripples that cannot be ignored, stirring both admiration and envy. Your growth illuminates the paths others have yet to walk, and for those trapped in their own limitations, your success becomes an uncomfortable mirror reflecting what they have not yet dared to achieve. Instead of celebrating your victories, they choose silence, for your ascent only highlights their own fears and stagnation. But when you falter, it's as if the world comes alive with criticism, eager to pounce on your imperfections. This is not a reflection of your worth, but of the insecurities they carry. Your journey forces them to confront the uncomfortable truth that they have not yet summoned the courage to face. However, the chosen one knows that this is not their burden to carry. Your path is not defined by the silence of others in moments of triumph or the noise they create in moments of struggle. It is defined by your unwavering commitment to forge ahead, regardless of the reactions you provoke. The chosen one's presence creates ripples that cannot be ignored, stirring both admiration and envy. Your growth illuminates the paths others have yet to walk, and for those trapped in their own limitations, your success becomes an uncomfortable mirror reflecting what they have not yet dared to achieve. Instead of celebrating your victories, they choose silence, for your ascent only highlights their own fears and stagnation. But when you falter, it's as if the world comes alive with criticism, eager to pounce on your imperfections. This is not a reflection of your worth, but of the insecurities they carry. Your journey forces them to confront the uncomfortable truth that they have not yet summoned the courage to face. However, the chosen one knows that this is not their burden to carry. Your path is not defined by the silence of others in moments of triumph or the noise they create in moments of struggle. It is defined by your unwavering commitment to forge ahead, regardless of the reactions you provoke. The chosen one must accept that not everyone will understand their path, and that's a truth they must carry with grace. There will be those who try to cast shadows over your light, dismiss your successes, and question your worth. But this resistance is not a reflection of your inadequacy. It is a mirror of their own limitations. The chosen one knows that external doubts are simply noise in the distance, meant to challenge their focus and strengthen their resolve. In the face of this opposition, they stand taller, for they understand that their journey is not for validation, but for fulfillment. The road ahead may be lonely at times, but it is paved with purpose, and no amount of doubt can dim the fire that burns within. Keep moving forward, for the path you walk is yours alone to claim. The chosen one embraces failure as a necessary step in their evolution, understanding that each misstep is a chance to rise higher. While others may cling to the hope of your downfall, you transform those moments into stepping stones, building a foundation of strength and wisdom. Their attention to your struggles only highlights the power of your perseverance, for it is through your resilience that your true greatness is revealed. Every time they try to dim your light, they unknowingly illuminate the very brilliance they fear. Their focus on your flaws is a testament to your impact, for if you were insignificant, they would have no reason to scrutinize your every move. Keep going, for every challenge only refines you further, turning you into an unstoppable force. The chosen one walks with the understanding that their journey is not meant to be understood by all. Their path is unique, and not everyone will be able to see its significance. Those who question, criticize, or try to diminish your progress do so because your very existence challenges their comfort zone. You are a mirror that reflects their own fears, insecurities, and untapped potential. But the true strength of the chosen one lies in their ability to continue forward, undeterred by the noise of those who cannot comprehend the magnitude of their mission. Your purpose is not to seek approval, but to rise above, knowing that those who truly matter will always walk beside you, not as spectators, but as fellow travelers on their own sacred journey. The chosen one understands that their power is not defined by the opinions or expectations of others. When faced with criticism or doubts, they don't falter, for they know that each challenge is an opportunity for growth. While others remain fixed on their failures, the chosen one remains focused on the next step, undistracted by the voices that seek to pull them down. Every setback is simply fuel for their resilience, each stumble a stepping stone toward greater wisdom and strength. They rise again, not because they are immune to struggle, but because they have learned that true power lies in the ability to persist, no matter the obstacles or the onlookers. The chosen one's journey is not measured by how many times they fall, but by their unwavering determination to keep moving forward. To be chosen is to carry a truth that resonates beyond the surface, a truth that others sense but cannot always comprehend. It's to feel the weight of unseen eyes, to sense the unspoken judgments, and to bear the invisible pressure of expectations. Your mere presence stirs something deep within those around you, triggering reflection, admiration, or even discomfort. You walk with an inner knowing that while many may not understand your journey, they cannot help but notice the energy you carry. This path, though solitary at times, is one that is destined, and you walk it with a quiet strength, knowing that the impact you leave on others is not always understood immediately, but will reverberate long after. The path of the chosen one often feels like a solitary journey, where some are drawn to you, seeking the energy you carry, while others recoil, unable to handle the radiance that emanates from your being. This loneliness, though heavy at times, is not a curse, but a sacred space of preparation. It is within this solitude that you are refined, strengthened, and aligned with your true purpose. Not everyone is meant to walk beside you, for some are not ready to match your pace, and others are simply not meant to accompany you on this journey. The separation is divine, for it allows you to grow into the fullness of your calling, to embrace your uniqueness without the distractions of those who are still lost in their own struggles. You are not abandoned, but rather being prepared for a greater mission, one that requires your clarity, strength, and unwavering belief in the path ahead. In these moments of solitude, you are being recalibrated. The world may continue on its course, filled with distractions and shallow exchanges, but you find yourself drawn inward, seeking depth and meaning in every aspect of life. The need to withdraw is not a weakness. It is a sacred call for introspection, for the growth of your inner strength. While others may remain content with the surface, you sense the vastness of what lies beneath, and this awareness calls you to prepare. The chosen one does not fear these moments of isolation, for in them your spirit is refined, your purpose becomes clearer, and your connection to the divine grows stronger. This space is not to be feared, but cherished, for it is here that you are being molded for the next stage of your journey, a journey that will require all the clarity and resilience you are building now. The sense of being set apart is not a burden, but a sacred calling. It is a reminder that you are meant to walk a path few dare to follow. While others may try to fit into molds that do not serve them, you are sculpted by a higher purpose, one that transcends the ordinary. The whispers of doubt from the world around you are merely echoes of their own insecurities, not reflections of your truth. The very traits that make you different are the ones that empower you to rise above, to lead, and to inspire. Do not seek validation in the conformity of others. What makes you unique is not a flaw to hide, but a strength to embrace. In your difference lies your power, and in that power, you are destined to fulfill your purpose. The journey of the chosen one is carved in solitude, not for the faint-hearted, but for those who walk with unwavering faith, regardless of applause or recognition. Every obstacle, every moment of rejection, every doubt cast upon you is the very foundation of your strength. These experiences, though painful, are the tools that shape your resilience, clarity, and unshakable purpose. You do not need to compromise your essence for acceptance or bend yourself to fit into the expectations of others. What has been stripped away, what has fallen behind, was never yours to carry. You are not here to blend in, but to stand tall, firm in your truth, and unwavering in your mission. The world may not always understand your path, but that's because your journey is one of higher purpose, meant for few to comprehend, but for many to witness. The path of the chosen one is not for conformity, but for leadership. You walk a road less traveled, where your journey is both a challenge and a testament to your strength. If you resonate with this message, know that you are not alone in this experience. Many feel the weight of being misunderstood, yet few truly grasp the depth of their calling. Share this with those who may be walking the same path, for there is power in collective understanding. Keep moving forward, knowing that your journey has purpose and that you are exactly where you are meant to be. The world may not always acknowledge the depth of your path, but your soul knows the way. Stay grounded in your truth, and remember, you are not lost, but destined.